Hey there everyone. So today's topic is a little bit of a difficult one. It's going to be revolving around the experience of a miscarriage. And the reason I'm doing this video is because it was requested by someone who I recently put together a spell for. And she felt it was an important topic that I should bring up to the world, so to speak. And because it was a special request, I'm doing it on the computer because it's easier for me, even though I know the quality is not that great, so I apologize for that. Okay, so topic. Miscarriage. This person, who is very near and dear to me, suffered a miscarriage several months ago, last September. And since then, has been feeling very kind of anxious and nervous about trying again. And she really kind of felt bad about the whole process once she found out she'd lost the baby, and then how everything was kind of sterilized from a medical point of view after that. And her body, it took her body a while to adjust back to normal. And throughout this whole process, because she was fairly early on in the pregnancy, she lost the baby about 11 or 12 weeks, I believe. At that point, we have this culture in the West, in the United States, that we should just act like nothing ever happened, like no big deal. But as a mother, as the person who carried that child, even though it was very tiny, you know it's there. You know that little life, that little spark, you feel it in you. And then when you lose it, there's a lot of trauma that goes into that. It's psychological. You wonder, is there something that I did? Is there something I could have done to have avoided miscarriage? And there's a lot so overall, there's just a lot that goes on, both in the mind, in the emotions, in the body, that we just have this prevailing social culture not to acknowledge. And that was very difficult for her. And she's gone through the last several months now feeling basically as though she's some sort of a failed woman, that there's something wrong with her, that she wasn't able to keep that child, and also that, if she does have another baby, that she may have complications, which is a big stressor because, that never occurred to her the first time. She does have one other child, a lovely little girl, and that's not something that should really ever occur. You should be happy about having a baby, about this little life that you've created that's growing. So after her miscarriage, I did some research for her and was looking into a way of putting together some sort of ceremony kind of to to help her with the kind of closing process. There was some grief involved, yes, but certainly not quite the same as if she had lost a child that was already here with her, but still I was trying to take that into consideration and put together something nice for her. And during the research process, I came across an idea which I really loved, and that was the idea of Mizuko Kuyo. And this comes from Japanese Buddhism. It apparently has gained in popularity in the 20th century. There's debate on how old this is, but it's basically a remembrance or a memorial ceremony for a lost child. Now, this child could be a miscarriage, it could be a stillborn child, it could be an aborted child, and also it could be a child who dies very early on, shortly after birth. And the idea is that this little soul, this little child, Mizuko roughly translates into Waterchild, which I love. Waterchild, because the child never leaves the eternal waters, the waters of life within the mother, whether that is the earthly mother or the celestial mother. The child is a part of this flowing of life and has not consolidated into a little being like we have here on the earthly plane. And apparently that consolidation doesn't actually happen for several years after the baby is born. And I thought this was just a really wonderful concept, that you haven't lost the baby just went back to a different mother, the same mother as you have, so you're still connected. And what this ceremony tries to do is it again offers some closure for the parents. And actually in Japan, since it has become popular, I guess following World War II there was a spike in abortion rates, and so this ceremony became popularized and is still followed fairly often today. But they have in Japan whole parks and gardens, memorial areas for these little statues, Jizo statues. And what Jizo is a Buddha, basically, a divine being that is known for caring over children, caring for children. So during the ceremony, offers are made to this deity in exchange for Jizo taking care of the little water child, because, obviously the parents can't, since they're in the wrong realm. And it is also fairly common for the parents to buy a little statue and place it either in one of the memorial parks or at home or what have you. And very often they will dress the statue in a little red cap and bib. And the parents will come and visit the little statue, and they will give offerings. They will give little toys and like rattles and things that you would have given a baby, you would give to this statue. Some of the parks even include, from what I understand, little play areas. And it makes it very kind of family friendly. It's including the idea of the spirit child as well as maybe any siblings that this water child would have had, that the siblings can play while the parents visit. So I really loved this idea, and I came up with a simple ceremony that I am kind of adapting and putting together for my website. I'm going to include it in the Galdrabok where I have the rituals. I'm going to be updating that anyway, so I'm going to include it there. Along with that, I had thought up a craft, if you're one of the crafty types, to include, and that is a Little Souls bottle. So you remember my spirit bottle for my ancestors? This is the same kind of idea, but put together a little bottle with things like glitter and baby oil to make it kind of a snow globe effect, and then adding in little baby charms, like the little ones that you see scattered around at baby showers, rattles, bottles, etc. Put a few of those in there, anything else that you might want to include. Seal it up, put a little ribbon, melt a candle on top to help seal, either pink or blue or a combination, what have you. And then this bottle can be used on an ancestor altar in a similar manner, that when you want to commune with this little water child, who almost decided to stay with you on this realm, then you can. You can offer a space to the little water child in the form of this bottle, similar to what you would do with a spirit bottle and your ancestors. So all of this is kind of related to memorializing the little spirit that was almost here on earth with you. But she asked me the other day I offered a spell because she was having some misgivings. She thinks maybe she might be pregnant again, but is afraid that she'd have another miscarriage. So for this theme, I put together a spell for her it took me a while to figure out how do we want to do this, because the water child, the whole point is that water is flowing and moving, that life is ever flowing. But in this case, we want to encourage this little water child to stay in one place for a little while, about 9 months, to stop floating around for the moment and just kind of stay, rest, grow, experience. So how to encourage Waterchild to stay and grow and join us on this plane. So I had the same idea for a little bottle, but instead of sealing it up, actually using water, conducting the spell on a new or waxing moon, include the moon goddess, and basically empowering water with a mother's love, intent, with her request that baby please stay, and then transfer the water into a bottle, add in an aquamarine piece, a stone, crystal, I guess, and actually you're going to have two. One goes in the bottle, one stays with mom. And then you seal up the bottle. I don't think there was anything else involved. Again, I'm going to try to put these up on the website under my ritual space. Seal up the bottle, and then keep this bottle handy, similar to, you can put it on the altar or on a shelf someplace you're going to see it every now and again. And the idea is that you are temporarily confining this life water that wants to flow. You're temporarily confining it, infusing it with all your love, and the aquamarine crystal is used for helping to commune. So because baby and mom each have one, then basically they can commune whenever they like. So mom can reiterate, I love you, I want to meet you, I really hope you stay, and it would be wonderful to have you here. And hopefully, if the spell goes well, if baby decides to stay, then you would be maintaining this bottle for the duration of the pregnancy. And also I suggested, it might be nice, in addition to talking to baby, you could sing baby lullabies, things like that. So you would maintain this bottle for the duration of the pregnancy, and once baby is successfully entered into this realm, then you can thank the powers that be and return the water to either a stream or some moving water, or to the garden, to the earth, because then the water will sink to the eternal waters anyway. And she really liked, the person I did this for, she really liked the idea, and she liked the spell I put together for her, so hopefully she will enjoy doing the spell. And yeah, that's it. So the intent for all of this was first to recognize that miscarriage is not just another thing. It's not like a woman having her period. That is regular and it's expected. A miscarriage is not expected. A miscarriage is a very difficult time for a woman, and our current culture really doesn't acknowledge that at all. So this is hopefully a way that a woman can acknowledge this little child and feel that she can have closure. I think it's a very good idea, if possible, to create a little memorial ceremony with other women, as many mothers as possible, because they will be able to relate with you. And to keep hope, if the person who miscarried does want additional children, to keep hope that this little water child will eventually decide, okay, I'm ready to stay now, and come back to you. So hopefully this was a useful video for you. I think I say that every time, but I do hope you enjoyed it. And if you have any other ideas for me, if you have heard of or experienced this Mizuko Kuyo ceremony, or have heard of anything similar, I would love to know about it, because I became very interested in this during the researching for the ceremony. So please leave a note and let me know about it. All right, thank you again for watching, and talk to you soon. Bye.